So this is with regards to protests that have broken out, violent protests in Bihar's Buxar that can be witnessed. We'll shortly play out the police reaction as well.
All right, so this is a train coach that has now been burned down in Bihar's Buxar. There we have Aditya with us. Aditya, can you share the details, exactly what has happened?
Well, exactly. All started the last midnight when some local policemen particularly of the local police station actually went ahead and
coming in. We're sharing there on your screens as we reconnect with our reporters right now.
Well, there are allegations being leveled of police brutality, and that's why these protests are being staged. We have a reaction of the Buxar SP as well on the backlash that the local police is facing by the protesting people who have hit the streets, alleging manhandling on part of the police. Listen in.
बढ़ गया है, ऐसे में क्या कहेंगे, ऐसी क्या परिस्थिति हो गई?
ये सडनली लोग एग्रेसिव हो गए हैं, काफ़ी संख्या में लोग टूट गए हैं यहाँ पे और प्लांट में भी तोड़फोड़ किया है, सड़कों पे भी तोड़फोड़ कर रहे हैं, कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। ठीक है, जल्दी नियंत्रण में आ जाएगा।
सर, वज्रवाहन को भी फूंक दिया गया, पता चल रहा है कुछ राउंड गोलियां भी चलाई गई है, क्या इसमें सर?
इतनी जानकारी नहीं है, पुलिस कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रही है, जल्दी हम लोग कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं।
तो ये परिस्थितियाँ कितने दिनों कंट्रोल हो जानी चाहिए?
हम लोग शीघ्र कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
ठीक, बढ़ गया है, ऐसे में क्या कहेंगे, ऐसी क्या परिस्थिति हो गई?
ये सडनली
So in videos that are also being shared, apparently what is being said that the policemen could be seen raiding the farmers who were sleeping in their homes and mercilessly thrashing them with canes in the middle of night. Shocking video of police brutality that is also surfaced with some police officials beating up farmers during a midnight raid. But what was this midnight raid all about, Aditya, if you can share those details?
Well, exactly. As far as the midnight raid is concerned, of course, there are locals who categorically claim that the police actually entered their houses, their premises, and started, you can say, raiding their batons and sticks, and indiscriminately they manhandled even women and kids in the entire pursuit. Interesting to note here is the fact that the police was there in that particular village, Bandrapur, on the pretext of actually looking out for some people who have been named in an FIR. This is what the police is actually claiming. But then the high-handedness that they showed was something that actually triggered the entire response.
No, but why? I mean, that still doesn't answer the question. Why was this police action initiated on those farmers there?
Well, exactly. This is what the police is claiming by now, and they'll have to come up with proper answers on why it all happened exactly. But then they are not in a state of actually confirming or contradicting things as of now. But then situation is snowballing into
is the police also claiming that they were the ones who came under the attack by these protesters in the first place?
Well, exactly. This is what the district police is trying to, you can say, partially inform people, because they are not talking about what happened the last midnight, the way people were manhandled and by the local police, and they are still talking about what happened in the morning and right through the day as of now.
Right, but what is so far being said, Aditya, is that the protests were already happening for a long time. What is being said as far as the farmers, they have been demanding better rates for their land being acquired by a state-run hydroelectric company.
Well, exactly. This is what the actual pain point is. One hydroelectric power, a thermal electric power company was actually set up there, and they actually acquired land from the local landowners for past 10 years or so. Interesting to note here is the fact that they acquired the lands at a different rate, and after which now they are actually claiming the possession of the lands. And this is when the people out there, the locals out there, are demanding better rates because time has changed. 10 years have passed, so the rates should be revised. This is what the locals believe, and this is the reason of their protest, and this is the reason they have been protesting for past 2 months or so.
Okay, so was witnessed midnight when they were beaten up by the police. The police, however, says, Aditya, that they were the ones who were attacked first. But isn't it contrary really? Because why is it that the police will bang in the middle of the night be attacked by the villagers unless they themselves are in their area?
Sunil Singh of the JDU is with us on the phone line. Sir, what do you have to say on this midnight raids being conducted on the farmers? The farmers have been saying that they were sleeping and in the middle of the night the police started thrashing them.
Look, it's known that Nitish government is pro-farmer. We have agriculture policy which is pro-farmer friendly. We want farmer. The MSPs have been 1.5 times the cost price. So we are pro-farmers. But then yes, the farmers also realize that nobody can take the law in its own hand because Nitish is known not to compromise on the issue of law and order. So if this is
no, but sir, what justifies a midnight raid, sir? The pictures are being coming in; those are very chilling. How the farmers there are being beaten up using canes? What is being said by those protesting farmers that even their women and children were not spared by the police?
Look, on one hand, nobody is allowed to take the law in its own hand, but on the other hand, the government, the administrations also realize that they should not overstep. If some police office personnel has overstepped...
Mr. Singh, in staging a protest and demanding better compensation, how is it that the villagers are taking law in their own hand?
Protest should be very democratic. Any protest, nobody should take the law in its own. But yes, if police personnel has overstepped in its over-enthusiasm, I think nobody can take the law in its own, including the police personnel. So an inquiry will be done as to police should not overstep, and a due action will be taken against even the erring police officials if they have committed some mistake. The farmers should be rest assured.
Right, but what happens to the claims that are being made from both sides? The police say that it was the farmers who attacked them first. The farmers says that they were asleep. The police came during the midnight, broke down their doors and started attacking them and even mercilessly thrashing their women.
The government is sensitive enough to undertake an inquiry as to what is the genuine cause of the farmers and where the police overstepped. And then everything will come. Right now, I can only assure the farmers from your esteemed channel that we are pro-farmer. We have the agricultural policy which suits the farmers.
Okay, but the fact that they've been demanding a certain compensation the last 2 months, these protests have been ongoing. You've been saying that the government is pro-farmers, but what has been done to address their concerns so far? Perhaps this situation was allowed to transpire given that no one gave in to their demands.
If there is some genuine demand of the farmers, definitely government will be sensitive enough to look into the matter, because again I reiterate that we are pro-farmers and farmers' genuine demand will be addressed by the government because Nitish government is very sensitive towards the issue of the farmers.
All right, remains to be seen what action would be initiated on part of your government there, sir. Mr. Sunil Singh, thank you very much for joining in. मृत्युंजय भी हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं फिलहाल. मृत्युंजय जी, अगर हम अभी की स्थिति देखें, फार्मर्स के ऊपर ये अटैक कर दिया सर, लाठीचार्ज कर गई. उनको बताया जा रहा है कि वो आधी रात में वो सो रहे और उनको पीटा गया उनके घरों में घुसकर.
देखिए, ये आप जो जानकारी दे रही हैं, ये बिल्कुल ही गलत है. यहाँ कोई फार्मर को पीटने का सवाल ही नहीं है. अगर किसी ने भी इस तरह का दुस्साहस किया होगा तो उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी. ये तो
फुटेज सामने आई है सर. मृत्युंजय जी, फुटेज सामने आई है.
विजुअल जो सामने आई है, हाँ. तो अगर कोई कानून तोड़ता है, ये सरकार में किसी के साथ भी जुर्म नहीं
पर कानून की रक्षा वाले ही करने वाले ही अगर कानून तोड़ेंगे तो उनके खिलाफ आप क्या एक्शन लेंगे?
यही हम कह रहे हैं कि कोई कानून अगर तोड़ेगा, कानून का रक्षक ही भक्षक बनेगा तो उनको भी नहीं छोड़ा जाएगा.
पर सर, आपने अभी हमारे साथ जुड़ते ही कहा कि ये जो भी एलिगेशंस लगाई जा रही है गलत है. आपने जांच करी भी नहीं, उससे पहले ही आप क्लीन चिट दे रहे हैं पुलिस वालों को.
हमने इसलिए कहा कि आप जिस तरह से व्याख्या कर रही है वहाँ की एक्चुअल स्थिति से हम भी जानकारी ले रहे हैं.